of the world, what is going on? Welcome back to another episode of Geeks and Goblins. How you doing out there, world? Utopian Revolt, how are you doing this evening?
With what, less than half an hour or 45 minutes, Marvel was able to invalidate our last, 4 or 5 episodes of Geeks and Goblins, but we were actually worried about the future of Marvel. I am doing fantastic, sir. How about yourself?
Man, I'm doing good. Today was a day that I have been waiting for quite some time. Highly anticipated. Oh my god. Like between DC, we don't really even need to talk about DC because they didn't really talk about anything. But between DC and Marvel today, oh my god. Like, there have been leaks, there have been rumors about this particular San Diego Comic-Con, but boy howdy, like, who knew that almost all of them were going to be true? Who knew?
Oh man, listen, the expectations were high going into this, but I feel like we can safely say they surpassed the expectations. I expected Phase 5, but to also hear about Phase 6? Yo,
honestly, I thought he was going to go into Phase 7 and 8 because, frankly, like, a couple of months back, he said, he's going on a retreat with the other execs to, like, figure out the next 10 years. So when I'm reading this live blog and it's like, Phase 4 is ending, we're in Phase 5, and it's like, oh, Phase 6, I'm like, oh my god, bro is just about to detail the rest of my life. Like, he's about to hit me with everything I need till I turn 40. Like, guys, I'm just astonished and in love. Before we kick this in, we're going to start with the big stuff first before we get into the minor details. I think that's the best way to do it, because I think, I know I'm waiting to watch this She-Hulk trailer just because I know something. And then, of course, the Black Panther trailer is out as well, so we're going to jump into that as quick as possible. But guys, thank you for joining us as always. If you could please go ahead and hit that thumbs up button down below. Show us some love. Helps the channel grow. Utopian Revolt, I'm not going to make the people wait. I'm not going to make you wait any longer. Let's just go ahead and get straight into it. The brand new trailer for She-Hulk Attorney at Law right now.
Wow! Jeez, what the hell, man?
Still in control, no overwhelming feelings of rage.
No! A normal amount of rage!
You do revert back to Gen form when you sleep.
Was the air horn really necessary?
For comedy, absolutely. This is a multi-year journey you're about to embark on.
Yes!
Yeah. Who's your best friend?
Nikki.
Spandex. Spandex is your best friend. Being a Hulk asks for balance. You have so much more to learn. Yes!
So I'm clearly nailing it at all these things.
If you want to go back to your life as a lawyer, I respect that.
He doesn't mean that.
More and more eccentric superhumans are coming out of the woodwork. We're going to launch a division for them. And I want the She-Hulk to be the face of it.
Jennifer Waters. Namaste.
I have a serious conflict of interest. This man tried to kill my cousin, Bruce.
Yeah, that's quite all right.
Oh. People only care because I'm representing Emil Blonsky.
I think they care because they're like, hey, that girl's great. Jen, do your thing.
God, I really like this outfit. I'm not proud of this.
Miss Walters, we answer to a higher power. Our universe is on the edge of a precipice.
I am a lawyer. We do things by the book.
The Book of Ashanti.
No, the Book of American laws.
Whether you like it or not, you're now a superhero.
Let's do this. You know that friend you had in high school who was way cooler than you were attractive? got all the attention from everyone. Hello.
I think I'm jealous. Is that what I'm feeling?
Okay, the hype level is definitely real now for She-Hulk for me.
Yeah, the cameos, man, the freaking cameos.
Oh my god, dude. Whew. Oh my god, the Daredevil costume. Like, hold on, I gotta run back to see if I can find a solid look at it, really quick. Oh no, okay, hold on, wait. I just caught it. Perfect. Okay. Absolutely perfect. Bro. Oh my god. Like the yellow and red costume. I didn't think that they were actually gonna do it.
Dude, the hype is real. Honestly, I want to get the elephant in the room. I just want to address that real quick. The CGI, it has come a long way from when we first saw She-Hulk. It's still not perfect. It's still not amazing. It's not going to ooh and awe anybody, but it's serviceable for this type of story, I think.
I completely agree with you. There were moments where I was like, okay, this is better. And then there were moments where I just was like, all right, this is still just as bad. But you know what? I'm on board. I'm here for it. Seems fun. Different fun than Miss Marvel felt. A different level of fun there, But, the addition of Daredevil brings excitement. I hate to say that, they had to throw Daredevil in there for me to be 100% on board. But it looks okay. It looks okay, man. I'm here for it.
Absolutely. I'm excited for it. I feel like this is kind of getting back to the entourage feeling of Marvel that we've been kind of missing for the past couple of movies, aside, of course, from Scarlet Witch. And now we have Mark Ruffalo's Hulk and Bruce Banner back in. We got Charlie Cox as Daredevil. My God, man, this is good start.
Very good start. All right, and without further ado, again, I don't want to keep anybody waiting on anything. I think probably the thing a lot of most people honestly were waiting to see with this San Diego Comic-Con. Is there a Marvel version of this? Because IGN compresses their videos in such a terrible way, and they're so blurry. There we go. Okay, the Black Panther Wakanda Forever trailer. Whoo. Okay, I'm gonna try my best not to be emotional during this, because this is a big thing for me. All right, let's jump into it. Let's jump straight there.
No woman, no cry. Hey, little darling, don't shed no tear. No woman, no cry. Good friends we have, and good friends we've lost along the way. In this great future, you can't forget your past. So dry your tears, I say.
god.
I don't feel like I am. This could be recency bias, of course, but I don't think it is. I think this is the best trailer we've gotten from the MCU. Period. Oh my god! Listen, the emotions, like the way that the trailer built up, you can feel it. You know, you can feel that emotion. You can feel that somber tone to it, and then you hear the music just slowly shifting, and it starts becoming a little bit more up tempo, and then the reveal, boom, we have a new Black Panther. Oh my freaking goodness, that looked amazing.
Oh god, I'm like fighting back the waterworks a little bit, just because it looks, if not as beautiful, like more beautiful than the first one. It represents so much for a lot of people. So, you know, I didn't realize how much it meant to me until I saw the first one. So, like, I'm very much looking forward to that. I think it looks beautiful. I think the trailer hits all the right notes. We do see some footage of what appears to be a little bit of a funeral there. So I think it's safe to say that they are going to send T'Challa to rest. Tenoch Huerta officially announced as Namor the Submariner, and the take looks so interesting and so different, like miles different. Let's get something out of the way. Worlds different than what anyone thought we were going to get for Namor the Submariner. I love the switch with the heritage. I love that he's not just like an Atlantean. They added some culture there and some depth, and it looks like it's going to be so freaking good. I cannot wait to go back and dig deeper into that trailer. And then, of course, if you follow the leaks, I'm not going to say anything here because I don't want to ruin anybody's surprises. But, oh boy, we are in for a film. We are in for an absolute adventure. I think that's the best way to put it.
I feel like Phase 4 has definitely been lacking up until this point. There's been some pretty good movies. I watched Eternals, by the way, and oh my god, that's actually a pretty good movie.
Thank you.
But I digress. I think they're going to be ending off this phase with a massive bang. Yeah, dude, my god. I did not expect how emotional that trailer was going to be. I guess I should have going into it, but wow.
Oh, and look, I better get an announcement that Kendrick is back. All right, I need TDE producing this soundtrack, bro. Like, I need that. I'm seeing. Hold on now. What's this emoji I see in the chat? I typically don't take a minute to. Okay, Eternals. All right, AJ Darkfire almost triggered me. I usually don't break character and go into the chat, but AJ Darkfire almost sent me, boy. The glasses almost came off. Y'all ever watch Uncle Roger? And like he's like, I put my knee down. Like that's how mad she messed up. The glasses were about to come off. You know I'm mad when I have to be blind to express my emotions. Oh my god. I know you probably meant well. Yes, no, Eternals. Look, you either love or hate Eternals, but we'll talk about that a little bit later because I'm curious as to your thoughts. Moving on, I want to touch on what was actually talked about all through Comic-Con, San Diego Comic-Con, the Hall H panel with Marvel today. Oh boy, there was a lot just to break down. I'm super excited about it. I watched a live blog. That's why we were a little bit late. I wanted to be able to come into this with all of the information. I was also playing a match of TFT, if I'm being completely honest, but I know how to multitask. So I was hyping myself up and losing all at the same time. So first and foremost, the first bit of information that they announced was Phase 4 will officially end with Black Panther Wakanda Forever. It is going to be the last piece of material we get for Marvel's Phase 4 that will come out on November 11th, 2022. A lot of people are happy about that. A lot of people have said that Phase 4 has so far been the worst phase in the MCU. Utopian Vault, how do you feel about that statement?
I mean, I think I agree with it. There have been there has been good content in Phase 4, but I feel like in terms of quality and just consistency, it has been lacking, and it has the least amount of movies that I would want to rewatch compared to the previous phases.
Oh, absolutely. Some highlights for me, personally. Um, Loki, pretty much most of the Disney Plus stuff, if I'm going to be completely honest and transparent about it. I didn't dislike anything that Disney Plus gave us. Some things hit harder than others, absolutely, but for the most part, loved everything that they gave us. Eternals, Spider-Man. I always struggle to see if I like Multiverse of Madness.
I feel like we can say 75% of Multiverse of Madness, right?
I'll go 85.
85? Okay.
I'll go 85. I liked most of Multiverse of Madness, but the majority of Phase 4, definitely the big L's for me. Actually, the only real... No, okay, that's there too, I guess. The only real L's for me were Thor Love and Thunder and Black Widow. I never thought I would say I liked Black Widow more than anything else, because I fell asleep 3 times on Black Widow before I was able to finish it. But, Thor Love and Thunder probably the weakest point. The highest point, probably Shang-Chi.
Yeah. No, I agree with that. I think Shang-Chi, in terms of just the movies, it was so good. I really, really enjoyed it. So I would agree that that was the best of Phase 4.
And, you know, the more and more I think about it, the thing that makes Shang-Chi so great for me is the fact that it has that kind of original, like, early MCU vibe. You know, where it felt more like an origin story than it did connect, even though it did connect. But it felt like Iron Man. It felt like Thor. It felt like Captain America. Like, it just felt good to watch. It fit so well. It was well produced. It was well made. Great casting. Great fight choreo. I think the highlight of Phase 4 for me. It's going to be my favorite, even over Spider-Man.
Yeah, I feel like Spider-Man has, as time has passed since it aired, it has kind of like weared off on me a little bit. It's still one of my favorite Spider-Man movies I've ever seen. I'm not gonna not say that, but it did lean very heavily on nostalgia. Nostalgia does wear off with time. So in terms of just pure consistency, I would say Shang-Chi and also Eternals. I really want to give a shout out to Eternals. AJ Darkfire be damned, you know?
It's good, man. Like, cinematography wise, like, it's probably one of the most beautiful MCU films. I can understand why people do not like it. I completely get it. I'm not going to knock anybody for not liking Eternals, but I will say return to it, watch it again with a more open mind. Give it another shot, because I don't think it deserves all the hate that it gets. I think later on, towards the tail end of this particular episode, I'd like to get your full thoughts. Okay. Moving on, Phase 5 was officially announced, 100% officially announced, kicking off with Ant-Man and the Wasp: Quantumania, the third Ant-Man film, September. What is wrong with me? February. Like, I promise this is my first glass of Henny I've had all day. February 17th, 2023. I'm just gonna run down the line really quick just so everyone can be aware. Spring 2023, we're getting Secret Invasion on Disney Plus. May 5th, and this is all 2023 unless I say otherwise. May 5th, we're getting Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3. Followed by summer, we are getting the Echo Disney Plus show, which will feature Daredevil and the Kingpin. Loki Season 2 on Disney Plus, that is also coming in the summer. Followed by, next up, The Marvels on July 28th. Blade on November 3rd. So excited for Blade. And Ironheart in the fall of 2023. Now we start to get a little bit further into 2024. We begin 2024 with Agatha, Coven of Chaos. Probably, if I'm going to be honest, my least anticipated of everything that they're releasing in Phase 5. Daredevil, Born Again. We have an official title for the Daredevil Disney Plus show. Daredevil Born Again will be coming out spring 2024. And it is a confirmed, the best news I've heard all day, confirmed 18 episodes. Dude.
Rejoice. They've heard us. They've heard us.
My God! And closing out Phase 5. Actually, I say closing out. I think it may not be the actual closer, but May 3rd, on the end of their timeline, Captain America: New World Order, starring Anthony Mackie as Captain America. It will be his first official outing. Captain America is black. I'm just gonna leave it at that, because y'all acting crazy on the internet, on Twitter, and on Reddit, like Captain America ain't black. Captain America's black, all right? Get over it. Chris Evans even had to say it on Twitter. Like, yep. I need y'all to relax. It's not that big of a deal. It happened in the comics. It's gonna happen here too, all right? We're not trying to wokeify your MCU. It's been this way for ages. Get over it. How do you feel about that phase lineup, man?
We still got one more in Phase 5, and it is the actual closer. July 26, 2024, we will also be getting Thunderbolts.
Yes. Sorry, that is actually at the end of Phase 5. I was looking at the, before they announced that timeline. Right. Yes, July 26th, Thunderbolts, absolutely. How do you feel about the lineup, sir?
Bro, hey, Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3 is coming out 5 days before my birthday. That is probably the best news I've heard all freaking day. Guardians of the Galaxy 1 still remains, top 2 MCU movies, probably top 5 movies I've ever watched. Wow. I really, really enjoyed that, and bro, this is so great. Quantum Mania is going to be a banger. Secret Invasion is going to be a banger. Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3, James Gunn coming back, automatic banger. I'm excited about Echo, Loki season 2. Immediately, I'm super excited for the Marvels. I'm really excited for Blade, absolutely. Ironheart, I don't know much about that character. Agatha, like you mentioned, it is my least excited movie or least anticipated movie. Daredevil, oh my God, yes, I've wanted it since I've watched the Netflix show. I've wanted it to tie into the greater MCU as a whole, and we're finally getting that. Captain America: New World Order is going to be amazing, and Thunderbolts. I've been reading a lot of Civil War, and I just got to the part where they introduced the Thunderbolts, so I'm actually very excited about that.
I was going to say, you're about to become very familiar with the Thunderbolts. Man, this phase is lining up to be just as exciting, I think. I think this is going to be the phase that people have been waiting for. Oh, yeah. You know? Or at least the phase they wanted Phase 4 to be. I don't think Phase 4 was really a disappointment or a letdown. I think people just got their hypes up, way too high. Too high. So I think that'll round out well for them in Phase 5.
I think it's also very important to, before we get into Phase 6, to mention that they've announced that Phase 4, 5, and 6 will be making up the multiverse saga.
Indeed.
So in that context, when Phase 4 is the beginning of a new saga, it makes sense why it was a little bit, I wouldn't say a down phase, but definitely nowhere near as hype as the previous couple phases were. So that is very, very important. But honestly, Phase 5, man, it looks great. But arguably, Phase 6 looks like it's going to be possibly the best phase we've gotten in the MCU.
Oh my gosh. Phase 6 is scary. Phase 6 is scary. Phase 6 is the state. It's funny to think that they're setting up now. I was going to say, I think it's funny to think that they're setting up, right now, 2022 for 2024 and 2025. But that's not even a gap, from what it took for us for the Infinity Saga. Right. Nowhere near close, but we're getting Avengers Secret Wars and Avengers the Kang Dynasty, both in the same year. 2 Avengers movies in the same year.
And as far as I understand, Avengers, Kang Dynasty, and Secret Wars will be ending Phase 6. It will be the absolute ending, with Phase 6 kicking off with something that a lot of people have been asking for years and for years and for years. Fantastic Four.
I'm not gonna lie, I was hurting for a Fantastic Four casting announcement today, but I guess you gotta hold some things close to your chest for D23 in September, so I get it, I understand, but dude, give me something. Give me a little something. I need more than a release date, man. I need to know who's going to be these amazing characters. They've got to face off against Doctor Doom. Like, I won't accept them facing off against anybody else. And just to, like, cap Phase 6 off. Just to cap that off. Hold on. I'm trying to scroll so I don't get this number wrong. I'm trying to make sure I quote this correctly. Where, yes, there are 8 unannounced projects in Phase 6. What are they gonna do? Like, what are they gonna give us? The only thing I can think of, right? So 8 unannounced projects, Phase 6. We're doing Kang Dynasty, we're doing Avengers Secret Wars, Doctor Doom.
Yep.
That's almost a given at this point. Like, we're almost guaranteed to get Doctor Doom at this point. Something with Silver Surfer, maybe, in Galactus. Maybe. That would be amazing. I don't even know. I don't even know what else they could do.
I think, a sequel to Spider-Man. I think a sequel to Black Panther, a sequel to Thor would all line up, I think, for Phase 6, right? Those are a given, in my opinion.
Yeah, okay, I would say so. Yeah, I could agree to that.
Okay, but even then, if we just stop right there and don't even start guessing about the rest of it, Fantastic Four, Doctor Doom, Silver Surfer, Spider-Man, Thor, Black Panther, and 2 Avengers movies. What in the world?
It's just a lot. It's just a whole lot, man. Secret Wars could be one of 2 things, really. Like, there are 2 Secret Wars that take place in the Marvel Comics. So one of them requires Doctor Doom, and the other one, not so much. Kang Dynasty, I don't even know what that means. Like, I know we got all that exposition on Kang in the season finale of Loki about how there are multiple Kangs across multiple timelines, and they all know about each other, and yada yada yada. So obviously that, but how everything else fits in between, we've got to get Fantastic Four in there before we even get to Secret Wars. We have to. They play an integral part into that whole storyline if that's where they're going. All I can say, for me personally, I want to say this as a precaution, so to make sure that I said it before all of these things come out. I am going to start tempering my expectations with the MCU, just because of Thor: Love and Thunder. I know I've talked down on that movie since I saw it. I literally have talked down about that movie since before it came out, technically, but for good reason. I ran across a video earlier today that was like, is Thor: Love and Thunder accurate to the comics? And the resounding answer is absolutely not. No, it's not. And the reasons for why are vast. And I think that's why I dislike it so much. I don't need carbon copies of comic books. I don't need them to take Civil War, make a script, send it out, film the movie. That's not what I want. But what I do want is a little bit more respect for the source material. You know what I mean? So many things done weird in Thor: Love and Thunder. Have you seen it yet?
No, I have not.
My God.
Still needing to do that.
My God, man. I need you to pick up the pace. I can't even say the things that I want to say unless you genuinely don't care.
Go ahead. I don't mind. That being said, we should issue a spoiler alert for chat.
We should. Spoiler alert! Spoiler alert! If you do not want to ruin Thor: Love and Thunder, which it ruins itself, but if you do not want Thor: Love and Thunder to be ruined for you, now is the time to turn away. Mute the compute. Do not turn on closed captions. Step away. Come back in about 5 minutes. Let's give it 5. I won't go long. Let's give it 5 minutes. So you've got 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. The fact that Jane becomes Thor because Thor basically told the hammer to protect her is bullshit. Also, language warning, so watch yourself, kids. Alright, so Jane becomes worthy of wielding Thor after Thor himself becomes unworthy of wielding it. So of course they're not going to go down that route again. They already did it in the first movie. But it completely undermines why she gets the hammer. Like, I'm sorry, it gives, like, oh, my boyfriend is protecting me energy. That's what it gives me. There's a scene in the movie where he literally says, hey, it's like a drunken conversation between the two of them, and he tells the hammer, like, oh, if anything happens to Jane, make sure you protect her, and it becomes an enchantment. So when she goes to Asgard to look for the hammer, it just is like, oh, I need to protect Jane, and gives itself to her. You know, like, she's not worthy technically, and that, I think, takes away so much from her character and what she's going through in the film. She has cancer in the film. I think that's in trailers now. She's talked about it in interviews, so that's not a spoiler itself either. But she has cancer in the film, and she's suffering. So, you know, she finds that, you know, Mjolnir has healing capabilities, so that's why she goes to get it. But it doesn't give itself to her because she's worthy. It just gives itself to her because Thor told it to, which is so shitty to me. Like, why would they take that away from her? It's such an important plot in the comics because the gods of Asgard are like, no, this is completely unacceptable. How is she worthy? Like, to be able to sit back and prove that you've earned what you got, and that way, I think it's so much more meaningful than saying, oh yeah, I wield this because my boyfriend told it to protect me. I think that was such a cop-out.
You go from empowering that character to basically diminishing that character's role. And it makes absolutely no sense. I had no idea up until this point, but like, that sounds very, very stupid. And all of a sudden, your criticisms about the movie makes so much more sense, you know?
And that's just the one thing. Gore being the best character in the entire film, Gore the God Butcher, as far as we know, butchers all of 2 gods in the whole movie. And has probably been on this whole spree for like a couple of days. But in like, Gore in the comics is like a threat. He is to be taken seriously. Like, the run that he is involved in is not a funny run. There's no funny here. It is a dead serious tonal conversation about what it means to be a god and what it means to be worshipped and your responsibility. And it touches on none of that. And it just creates this whole goofy experience that is just not what it's supposed to be. Gore's motivations are not that great. You know, they're similar to what they are in the comics, but just the way it plays out and what he does, and like, it's just, Gore felt extremely underwhelming as well. Shout out to Christian Bale. He did the best job in the whole movie as far as I'm concerned, but just as a character, Gore the God Butcher, there's no God butching ever.
Oh, geez, that's unfortunate. But still, like, the fact that he is the best character is a big testament to Christian Bale.
Oh, 100%. He's one of the best actors in Hollywood, like, as it stands. But, you know, I feel like he was wasted, and it makes me feel like all that BS in the you know, in the press releases and in the press run interviews where he's all like, oh yeah, I said I wasn't going to do any more comic book movies, and then Taika sent me the script and I was just blown away, is like, bro, did you just owe Kevin Feige a favor or something? Like, are you just saying this because there's no way that you're telling me you were blown away by the script for this movie, because it's just not that good. It just, Thor has officially become a goofball for me, and that's not okay, you know?
What you just said reminds me of what I heard Ryan Gosling say during San Diego Comic-Con, and when he mentioned that the Barbie movie has the best script he's ever read in his life.
It probably does. It's probably absolutely amazing.
Oh my god, that movie's gonna be way too good, more than it has any business being.
I hope so. I'm gonna go see it day one. I hope I get a screening notification for it, just so I can make sure I'm there, bro.
Man, that's gonna be the first movie that we get have a review out before it's even like live. You know what I'm saying? Like, that'd be hilarious.
Oh man. So I guess to kind of like come back to what I was saying, just to come full circle, I'm tempering my expectations, because as dope as Secret Wars is, and you will find out when you get to Secret Wars, the MCU has never exactly been, the masters of faithfully adapting material. But I think with Thor: Love and Thunder, it's showing that they are very willing to completely depart from the source material and do their own thing. Hope maybe as a fan, after the debacle that is Thor: Love and Thunder, Kevin Feige is back and he's like, all right, maybe we're gonna rein in these directors a little bit more from now on, especially after fan reception, because that's what it's about, right? And
Right.
we get some more faithful stuff here, and we don't get Thor being a frat bro for another year.
I feel like Captain America: Civil War used to be one of my favorite MCU movies, but now that I've been reading the comic books, I feel like that movie has been getting lower and lower and lower on my MCU total.
Really?
Pool.
Why is that?
It just, I don't know, man. It just doesn't feel like it has the same tone as the comic.
Mm-hmm.
The tone of the comics is ultra serious, super serious. Feels like everything has a massive consequence, whereas the Civil War movie just feels like it wasn't long enough. I feel like it would have benefited from being like an 8-episode special show, whatever, kind of like Obi-Wan Kenobi. Well, I know that was 6 episodes, but just make it a show, spend a little bit more time on the actual characters. And I also feel like having it at that point of the MCU, it automatically kind of it left out a lot of crucial people, like Reed Richards, for example.
Yeah.
He was a massive part of that entire story. Also, the whole like Project 42 thing, just a lot of stuff that was missing from Civil War. And I think that goes to your point about tempering expectations for Secret Wars. It's not going to be what we know. It's going to have certain elements of it, but it's not going to be what we know. So we do need to remind ourselves that the MCU is its own thing.
Oh yeah. And it's the byproduct of aging out actors and having a lot of moving pieces, right? There's no way. I think now, I take that back. I think now would have been the best time to do a Civil War, right? We are now officially at a point where we have so many heroes now. It's ridiculous, and maybe even after, let's say, just before Ant-Man and the Wasp, that's when we get Civil War. Of course, we're gonna get rid of we're not Thor. I'm sorry. Of course, they had to get rid of Robert Downey Jr. as Iron Man, and they were getting rid of Steve Rogers as well. So you kind of have to do that storyline, unless you're gonna do the Civil War 2 storyline, which is just nowhere near as good. I get it, but there's so much good material there in the original Civil War comic, and I think you hit the nail on the head. Like, it has such a serious tone, and it affects everybody in that world. I think the MCU world is so small and tight knit that it's when you hear it affects everybody, it's like, all right, cool. It affects like the 10 superheroes that exist in this world. But in the comics, no, like the Superhero Registration Act affected hundreds on hundreds of American. Actually, no, I'm sorry. It still is a worldwide thing. Hundreds and hundreds. No, I'm sorry. I'm completely wrong. It is a United States thing. It is a North America thing. The Superhero Registration Act. But yeah, even then, like, there's so many heroes in the U.S. that it's just kind of like, dude, you're messing with everybody. If you can think of a superhero and a Marvel superhero, it affected them. So there was so much there, and especially the Spider-Man twist. I'm not sure if you've gotten to it yet, but you're shaking your head yes, but I cannot confirm if you know that I know that I know that you know that we know that you know that you're talking about what I know.
So all I'm gonna say, because I don't want to spoil it to anyone who hasn't read it, if they do want to read it after the discussion, but Punisher has entered the fold, and so have the Thunderbolts.
Okay.
So yeah, I believe I have hit that twist.
Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and confirm that you have not. So that's great. I'm happy I didn't say what I was gonna say. I'm so happy I didn't say what I was gonna say. But yeah, there's just a lot of depth there that I cannot wait for you to get to. I can't wait to sit back and get on Geeks and Goblins and have a conversation about like the totality of Civil War, because it just, oh god, there's so much there. Oh man, but I digress. I'm tempering my expectations. The MCU for me will continue to be speculation, but it will be lighthearted speculation. I'm gonna try not to take it so deep anymore, because I'm just gonna end up hurting myself.
I completely agree with that. I mean, I remember how excited you were for Thor, and we know how that ended up. That being said, do you want to go ahead and segue on to some of the more... nothing is going to reach the height of MCU, of course, but on some of the more minor or extracurricular things that have come out from San Diego Comic-Con?
Oh my god, there's so many exciting things.
Yep.
Let's just go one after the other, kind of weekly roundup style. What you know and what I know, and let's just meet in the middle and like have a dope conversation about it. Yeah.
Sure. Yeah.
I'll let you start because it's your idea.
Okay, so earlier today we did get DC just basically announcing a couple movies. We did get Shazam 2. I forget exactly what it was. The Fall of the Gods.
Fury of the Gods.
The Fury of the Gods. Okay. So I saw the trailer. It looks okay. Do you want to play it for the chat?
Do I? Chat. I'll let the chat answer if they want to see it, and then I will queue it up. It was okay. It was okay. I'm not like super in love with it. I honestly did like the first movie a lot. Have you seen the first movie?
Yes.
Okay, good. Yeah, I like the first movie a lot. I know a lot of people who are like, Shazam, but I'm like, okay, y'all keep shitting on the DCEU, but they've given us Aquaman, Shazam, and Wonder Woman, and you won't even give them a chance because they're amazing films. So if you have not seen any of the three that I just mentioned, go watch them because they're like actually really good, like pretty good. I already got one. Yeah, that's really all I need to go ahead and press the play on the button and the stuff with the things. So let me see if I can find it here really quick. The trailer. Take me to YouTube gods. No. Take me. Okay, that's fine.
It's showtime! I don't deserve these powers, if I'm being honest. Like, what am I even contributing? Ow! There's already a superhero with a red suit with a lightning bolt on it. Aquaman is literally huge and he's so manly. And Batman is so cool. And I'm just me. I feel like a fraud. It doesn't matter. Anyway, the wizard gave me superpowers. And then everybody got superpowers. Where's everyone going?
To fight crime?
Okay.
Now everyone's kind of like doing their own thing, and I'm the only one trying to keep it together.
You understand I'm a pediatrician, right?
Come on!
Now let's get down to business.
Listen to me, Billy. The fate of your world depends on it. The daughters of Atlas are coming for you.
Children stole the power of all the gods. This is very personal, Billy.
Look, I might not have as much experience as you, because I'm not super old like you. But I've seen all of the Fast and the Furious movies, lady. It's all about family! Family! Guys, that was a signal!
Introducing the star of our show. His name is Shazam! Now let's get down to business.
Your world will not survive this.
I don't know how we fight powers like this.
You think I know how to fix this dude, but I really don't.
Billy, everyone can be worthy. Let's give it a chance. Now go fight for your family. Go fight for the world.
Hurry, step right up. You wouldn't want to be anywhere else in the world right now.
I just threw a truck at a dragon. I love my life.
Let's get down to business. Let's get down to business. Can I get a witness?
My mic was really low. I'm gonna get so many copyright claims just from watching all these trailers. Like, I'm gonna stay up all night just disputing. Stop it. I don't know, man. This trend of throwing in like majority of songs, I need them to stop for the sanctity and sanity of content creators, because it's killing us. It's killing us.
Make it original music. Just pick something from the soundtrack and play that instead.
Right.
I feel like that would hype me up more than listening to the same Eminem song for like the 20th time in the year.
Right. What happened to hiring Hans Zimmer? Is he still alive? Is that what happened?
I believe he is.
Oh my god. Okay, so they've got no excuse not to give him money. Like, Jesus, man. For the love of God. And I'm pretty sure he costs the same as his license for an Eminem song. Shazam! Fury of the Gods. Again, fun. I think the comment that I saw that summed it up best for me was like somebody said Shazam works because it's just a fun movie. So it's not MCU high, like, oh, what's the next big threat or anything like that. It's just like, it's Shazam. It's some kids. They can turn into superheroes. They have Greek gods' powers. Let's make a movie. Let's do that. It works for me.
Yeah. It looks like it's gonna follow in the same vein as the first movie. It's gonna be a fun flick. It's not gonna be like some massive blockbuster or anything like that. I think that's what DC wants Black Adam to be. And the more I see about the movie, honestly, the more it just looks mid to me. It looks like the movie. Honestly, for me, it looks like the movie equivalent of Gotham Knights.
What?
I had to say it.
Oh man, you know what? I liked it. I guess, you know what? We're just gonna play them all. I guess we're here. Let's just do it. I actually really was in love with this particular Black Adam trailer. It didn't move me. It's just, you know, it's The Rock being The Rock, but I thought this one made it look really good. Something before I put on this trailer though, I do want to say another comment that I saw that sums up both of these trailers really well is DC is coming with the like finished visuals for these trailers, man. They're not playing games. We're not having She-Hulk conversations about like the Black Adam and the Shazam trailer. This shit look good. All right?
Yeah.
It look good. All right? I'm putting on the trailer. Buckle your seatbelts, people. Buckle your seatbelts.
My powers are not a gift, but a curse. Born out of rage. Black Adam.
You believe you are not worthy. But you have two paths. You can be the destroyer of this world. Or you can be its savior. The world needed a hero. Instead, it got me.
You know, like, does it look mind-blowing? No, but it looks fun. It looks like a good old time. You know, the hierarchy of the DC universe is forever gonna change.
Man, listen, I get the same vibe from that trailer that I did from the entirety of the Man of Steel movie. It looks like the color palette, they have like 3 or 4 different colors that they're using for the entire movie.
Yeah.
They have the traditional action movie woom woom in the background.
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't really grab me. Am I gonna watch it? I don't know yet. Probably.
Oh, you're gonna.
I'm part of.
I'm gonna make you watch it because this is work.
I'm part of Geeks and Goblins, so I am gonna watch it. But am I gonna want to watch it? I don't know. We'll have to wait and see.
That's.
I don't think the trailers are gonna woo me anymore. That being said, I don't know. It looks like it could be good, but part of me just doubts it. I feel like if I had to guess the Metacritic for it right now, not that that really means anything, I think it's gonna be like 65 to 70, which is not bad by any means, but I don't think it's gonna be like a world breaker.
So I would agree. So some cool things here though. Just completely random little things about the Black Panther part, right? One, when they presented it, they said that it is the kicking point for a new era in the DCEU. So, yesterday, actually, I believe it wasn't Jeff Johns, it was somebody else that works with DC, but he basically came out and said that there's no plan currently to continue the Zack Snyder Justice League era kind of stuff. So, RIP to the Justice League era. So be it. If you've been keeping up with Flash leaks, that all makes sense. I'm not going to get into it. I'm going to let everybody be surprised. Unless you people want to hear something about that, like, or something cool. Trust me, I can 100% fill you in with all of the leaks and speculation. These are, like, almost 97% verified leaks as well, by the way, because they have been testing the movie out. Just kind of like doing some focus groups. So pretty much if you want to, you can find the entire plot of the Flash movie. And if you do that, me saying that them saying they're resetting the DCEU in a way will make sense to you. Also, everyone that was in Hall H during the DC panel got a IMAX ticket to go and see Black Adam. So what that says to me is either they love the fans or they do not expect a big turnout for this movie. I don't know which one it is, but what I do know is that the hierarchy of power in the DC universe is changing, and Black Adam was born of rage, and he will kill you all. Or save you all while killing you.
This could either be a good movie or the DC equivalent of Morbius.
Yeah.
Just saying.
Ooh, you know what? I'm kind of actually a little upset with you for saying that. I'm gonna call Dwayne, bro. I'm gonna call Dwayne. That hurt me, man. I don't think it could be that bad. I don't think it could be that bad.
Can it be worse than having Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson advertise his energy at Summer Games Fest?
No. Nothing's gonna ever be that bad. Nothing's ever gonna be that bad. Moving on, a piece of information from San Diego Comic-Con that I have been excited to talk about. Like, I wasn't sure if I was going to talk about this just yet, but I'm happy to talk about it. Avatar. We got Avatar news. The first of the animated movies that we are going to be receiving is going to be about Team Avatar, the original Team Avatar, as young adults. We're gonna see a little bit of that. That's the most that we know. But, dude, that's so freaking cool. Like, now's the time to, like, brush off your DVD copies or plug in your aunt's Netflix password if you don't already have it and rewatch Avatar: The Last Airbender. I'm happy that I just did, because I'm, like, super stoked for this.
Oh, absolutely. I'm so excited that we're finally getting an Avatar extended universe of any property. I feel like this hits me to my core for both my childhood version of myself and also my adult version of myself. Avatar: The Last Airbender is one of the best shows out there. So please, if you haven't watched it, go watch it now. Not right now because we're still in the middle of the show, but after the show. I'm very excited to see a continuation of the Last Airbender story. And I really hope that this leads to more of that, original gang in the future. Maybe another show, who knows? But yes, I spell gang with the G-A-A-N-G because, why not?
Of course.
Just saying.
Why not?
Right.
Why not? You kind of have to. What else you got for us?
Well, speaking about Avatar, we did also get some casting and just some announcements that we are going to be getting the Netflix Last Airbender live action show very soon. I forget his name, but he's in Harold and Kumar. Let me see. Hold up.
Harold or Kumar?
I believe with Harold.
So John Cho?
Yes, John Cho will be part of the Last Airbender.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
That's new. I missed that. Who's he gonna be? Is there like an announcement on that casting, or?
Let's see. He's gonna be. Hold up. I might be mistaken here.
Okay, I was gonna say, how did I miss that?
Netflix show. Well, we are gonna be getting apparently it is going to be coming out in 2023.
2023, okay. But no announcement on who John Cho is going to be in the series or anything like that.
Correct.
Okay. Okay, I'll have to dig in deeper and see if I can find some more information on that. But something we can talk about. I've hyped this series up for a while now. I've hyped it up to you. I've hyped it up to Azu. Another announcement that was made, not necessarily an announcement, but something they showed off, was a full-blown trailer for The Sandman by Neil Gaiman.
Yep.
I'm so hyped for this show. It doesn't make sense. One of the best graphic novel series that I've ever read in my entire life. So I'm going to share the trailer with you guys here because it's absolutely amazing.
Your waking world is shaped by dreams. Dreams and nightmares that I create and which I must control.
He's out there looking for me, isn't he?
Can you imagine the damage he could do?
I need your help. If dreams disappear, then so will humanity.
You could do without dreams for a while. I haven't had a decent night's sleep in ages.
I'm not gonna stop until I've reshaped this world.
Tell us, what power of dreams you have?
I thought about giving up, but I have a job to do, and I do it.
Things have changed. Your eyes will tell me everything. Every thought, every feeling.
My creations do not walk amongst the living, killing mortals for pleasure.
Oh, you don't think dreams can die? Let's find out.
Nightmares do not belong in the waking world.
Oh, it turns out I fit right in.
Dreams don't die.
Mr. Sandman, bring me a dream.
Hype for me. So hype. I did not know this trailer was coming out today, and it just like gave me chills.
It looks visually stunning. Like if I squint, it kind of looks like the Wizarding World, and I'm all for that. That actually looked really, really cool.
I think it's such an interesting property, right? The main character is Morpheus or Dream. His brothers and sisters, they all are basically, I don't want to call them avatars because they are deaf and other kind of, those esoteric ideas of, existence, so like death and like life and stuff like that, gluttony, things like that. The villain of or at least what appears to be the villain for this first season, hopefully we get multiple other ones, is the Corinthian, who is absolutely terrifying. I'm not going to say anything else about the Corinthian. All I'm going to tell you is he wears shades because his eyes are mouths. So yeah, you actually see them briefly. I wonder if I can find them really quick. It's actually really creepy. It's creepier in the comic, I think, but they do a really good job at making it creepy here. Let me see if I can scroll back and find that quick shot. But yes, absolutely stunning graphic novel. So if you're looking for a new read, something different, check out The Sandman. It's a name you may have heard before. I wouldn't be surprised if you like look up the cover of it or potentially a panel of it. You may recognize it. Here you go, right here. But yeah, it's very, very interesting. It's very mind-bending, ethereal type of stuff. It's worth checking out. Yeah, that's the Corinthian. Creepy dude, right?
That's very creepy.
Mhm.
That's way too creepy.
Yeah, yeah. If they the last thing I'll say about it, if they adapt, I think it's issue 6 or 7, it has the potential to be one of the most divisive pieces of television that has ever come out. I cannot think of a way that they adapt it 100%. Like,
oh man,
yeah. You know how people have been talking about like how Herogasm on The Boys was supposed to be kind of like, whoa. Yeah, it's like that, only maybe like it's not so much about like Herogasm and more about, you know, evil serial killing nightmare running around in the real world.
Jesus, nah, man.
100%.
Okay. Okay, well, hey, I did want to mention some really cool stuff. I don't know if you heard about this, but The Orville is actually going to be debuting on Disney Plus on August 10th.
What? Really?
Yep, it's still going to be on Hulu, but all 3 seasons are going to be making the jump to Disney Plus, and I think for the foreseeable future, it will be coming out on both.
That's interesting. That's really, really interesting. Disney doesn't own Hulu, right? No, they have
Yeah,
they do.
Yep.
Interesting. I thought I was onto something with that. That's cool. That's dope. Expand that reach a little bit. I think the Orville might actually have a tendency to be a little raunchier than Disney Plus is used to. So that's the interesting part for me, especially maybe these last 2 episodes. Episode 7 and episode 8. I'm not sure if you've watched season 3 at all yet. Oh yeah, we're gonna have to get on that. As well as something else that we can mention here in a minute. But yeah, these last 2 episodes, I think I watched them and I'm like, can we show that on Disney Plus? Like, can we talk about that? I mean, I know we've got Daredevil. Oh well, yeah, we've got not Daredevil. We've got Deadpool on there now. So yeah, I guess we can do whatever we want to do on Disney Plus. It's good to see Disney kind of break away. You know?
Yeah, right. Right. No, I completely agree with that. We're getting Deadpool 2, and Logan, and I'm pretty sure Deadpool 3, whenever that comes out, I'm pretty sure it's going to be dropping on Disney Plus as well. Between that and Multiverse of Madness, it seems like Disney Plus is growing up a little bit, and that makes me very happy.
And that's good, you know? That's so good for them. That means we're going to get more mature content in the future, and that's even said in the other Marvel Comic-Con panel that they had yesterday, the animated panel. I guess we should touch on those announcements a little bit as well, because those were interesting. We got 4 main things from that, right? So first we're getting I Am Groot. We knew we were getting I Am Groot, but we got a trailer for I Am Groot. That one I'm not gonna show just because it's nothing to do with canon or anything that we know of right now. It's a bunch of, I think it's an 8-episode series of like shorts. I could be misquoting that. Hold on, I'm actually just gonna pull it up.
I think you're right.
Yeah, hold on, I've got it right here. Doesn't say. Yes, okay, there we go. I Am Groot, a collection of 5 original shorts, starts streaming August 10th. So if that's your bag, by all means go grab it. But I never understood the fascination with the Baby Groot character. I'm not one of those Baby Groot stans. I think it's the stuff that is like helping ruin the MCU and Star Wars, if I'm being honest. But yeah, I don't like Grogu that much either. But yes, if that's your bag, go grab it. But I don't think it's anything super important. We also finally got some imagery of Spider-Man freshman year, and boy, you know what? I'm gonna talk about that last, cause what if season 2 is going to be rated TVMA?
Yeah.
Well, pardon. Marvel Zombies from What If
Zombies
is going to be rated TVMA, which is a big deal considering how gruesome the original Marvel Zombies was. So
they're spinning it off to its own show too, right?
Yes.
It's not going to be part of What If, right?
Yes, we are getting a What If season 2. They also announced a season 3, but we are getting a completely separate Marvel Zombies television show that's rated TVMA. TV's equivalent of an R rating, so that should be interesting. That's, again, like we were just talking about, that's Marvel showing that they kind of want to, you know, kind of play with some more adult-oriented programming, which is, there's nothing wrong with that at all. And also X-Men 97, we got first looks of that, and you know, go Google the X-Men animated TV series. You'll know it. That's what it is. That's what it is. I think the only major change was Magneto. Like, Magneto got some new drip. He's got the new Yeezy superhero outfit, and you know, he's also the leader of the X-Men in this. So we're gonna see where that goes. We didn't really get too much outside of that for any of those series. What we did get, and I'm sorry, we did get lineups for Marvel Zombies and What If, the villains and the heroes. But what we did get, which is causing a big ol' stanky stank across the MCU fandom, Spider-Man Freshman Year. Great stuff. It's going to have Charlie Cox's Daredevil in it. It takes place before Civil War, so those early years of Spider-Man, Peter Parker's Spider-Man, you know, trying on different costumes, different stuff like that. Now, the weird part, the tough part, the thing that's really hard for people to grasp right now is the villain lineup, which consists of Dr. Octopus, Scorpion, Chameleon, a couple of other randos that I can't immediately tell who they are from looks, but that raises some severe continuity questions, especially since it is established that this show will take place in the MCU as canon, and these are all characters that Peter did not have interaction with until after Civil War. Or at least in the case of Doc Ock, we were not even aware existed. The biggest point that people are pointing out is how Harry Osborn and Norman Osborn are going to be in the show, but Norman was quoted as saying in No Way Home that he looked for Harry and himself and Oscorp in the MCU, but he could find no trace of them. So it's either a multiversal story or, you know, it's yet to be explained. Utopian Revolt, your thoughts?
I definitely think that it's not going to be an oversight at all. I'm pretty sure they're going to have some sort of explanation. Maybe they were all in Europe. Maybe they were dead. Who freaking knows? There's a lot of time between a freshman year and No Way Home. So I really do think it's not going to be a problem. Of course, there's a lot of speculation around it, and everyone always wants to be like, "Oh, look at them, they're messing it up even more." But I don't think this is going to be the case.
We'll see. We'll see. I honestly, my favorite thing, the biggest thing to point out for me from Spider-Man Freshman Year is that they gave my boy Norman Osborn waves, y'all. Like, they gave that man waves. He is going home at night and putting the do-rag on. And getting it right, bro. He is dripping in this. And yo, I'm sorry. I think they just made bro black. Like, say what you want about it. Like, we've all seen what Norman Osborn has looked like for years. He always had that weird thing going on with his hair, where it was like this weird like line, those 3 or 4 lines. Come on, bro. They made him a brother. I'm here for it. The suit is magnificent. He's dripping in swagoo. I'm all the way here for it. Dripping.
You know what's crazy?
Absolutely.
What's crazy is not only are we getting freshman year, but they also announced that we will be getting Spider-Man sophomore year as well. That is very interesting to me. I feel like these animated shows are going to be pretty big. In my head, I'm picturing like my childhood, like Spider-Man animated shows. I feel like this is going to be the equivalent of that. Honestly, low-key, I'm very excited about them.
I think it's a bunch of good stuff, right? There's nothing here that I hate, besides I Am Groot. But there's nothing here that I hate. I think it was a good Comic-Con for Marvel. I don't know what DC had. They have so much in their back pocket that they could talk about. There's Batwoman, there's Blue Beetle, which would generate so much hype for them. Like, oh my god. And obviously the gigantic elephant in the room, the Flash. And they've talked about none of it. I feel like however much money it costs for them to fly everybody out into Hall H today and just show off Black Adam, which they have been marketing relentlessly already, and you know, a trailer for Shazam. I feel like they could have gave us more.
Yeah, I mean, if the way that we talk about the needle moving for video games, the video. Wait, I disappeared for a second there. Oh my god.
I think it just refreshed you for a second. I was gonna say you did you were out of sync for a hot second, and I think it realized and it was like, no, bad.
But I feel like if we move the needle into the comic book verse, Marvel has had the needle all the way on their end for over a decade now, and this Comic-Con did nothing to move the needle towards DC at all. Now I do want to round up our Marvel San Diego Comic-Con coverage by mentioning that X-Men 97 has been confirmed to be getting a second season already.
It has.
Also, X-Men the Animated Series on Disney Plus has been updated to reflect the story order. So
really,
go watch that. Yeah.
Oh, hell yeah.
It's so cool, man. Listen, X-Men 97 is such a cool show. It deserves to be watched by everybody.
All you youngins out there, go watch it, because I know y'all haven't.
I want to kind of move the conversation towards something that I know is near and dear to both of our hearts. Me more recently than you, of course. But also a very big part of San Diego Comic-Con so far. Star Trek. There's been a lot of Star Trek news to be coming out. For example, they announced that we are going to be getting a crossover event between the Lower Decks and Strange New Worlds. They announced that the next season of Lower Decks is going to be poking fun at Deep Space Nine, which is going to be so cool. I don't know if you watched that show, but it's so funny.
I have not.
Definitely worth a watch. Unfortunately, it's all on Paramount Plus, so... I mean,
it's not going to happen, Captain. Nah.
I definitely don't blame you. I feel like maybe one of these months I'll cave in and get all the Star Trek in that I possibly can. But I would argue the biggest Star Trek news that we've gotten is the announcement of Star Trek Picard Season 3, which will be the final season. And everyone's back, man. Everyone's back. They've released a bunch of character posters. We have Old Man Worf. We have literally everybody. It's so strange, but I think we're finally going to be getting the epilogue chapter of the Next Generation many decades.
Oh my god, bro! I hadn't seen these.
Yeah, right. It's so weird.
Oh my god, I am so happy with this.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, yeah. Old Man Worf, my guy. Kapla. Like, Beverly's back. Oh my gosh. Yeah,
Troy's back, dude. Everybody's back.
I don't know. They better do it right, because I love throwback stuff. I have a love-hate relationships with throwback stuff. Let me actually say that. I've never. You know how I feel about remakes, remasters, and continuations. I feel like, as I continuously like to say, it's one of my favorite quotes of all time. As Kylo Ren said, "Let the past die. Kill it if you have to." I respect all the legacy stuff, obviously. Huge fan of the Next Generation, huge fan of Deep Space Nine, all these things. But at some point or another, we have to tell new stories. I think a lot of these shows ended with, the stories ending exactly where they needed to.
Yeah.
I feel that way for Stargate. I feel that way for Deep Space Nine. I feel that way for the Next Generation. I feel that way for a lot of shows and video games and movies. But unfortunately, our culture kind of exists on the platform of all these things that they used to love, give them new so we can milk them and milk them and milk them. So, anything that new they remake, I hope it's good. This could potentially be good. I just hope that they honor these characters and honor these actors in a respectful and truthful way. And that's all I got to say about the Star Trek.
I hope it's more like that instead of Jurassic World Dominion. I just
haven't seen it yet.
It's exactly what we don't want Star Trek Picard Season 3 to be.
Okay.
One last thing I just want to drop in there, unrelated to Star Trek. Keanu Reeves' Berserker is heading to Netflix with a new movie, and that's also really cool.
I did hear about that show. That's his comic, right? Or at least the comic that where the character he is like what do you call it? Drawn after, inspired. The character is inspired by Keanu. Jesus.
I believe it actually is like based off of a story that he helped co-write. I think it is very much his project, and I think that's actually really cool.
Okay, I remember hearing about it like when it was initially announced and seeing like the cover of the comic. So that's pretty cool. That's pretty cool. I'm never gonna say no to more Keanu. Keanu always good. Give more Keanu. Give me more Keanu. Before we touch on these last few topics, because we have yet to ever had the option to really discuss the finale of Miss Marvel, and of course I do want your opinion on the Eternals. I do want to address some things in the chat here really quick. Some interesting things here at the very bottom that were said that I want to touch on. We get to see Aang be a terrible father. I think it's going to be more his young adult years. So unfortunately, I don't believe we're going to be able to see him be a terrible father. But hopefully, we do one day get to see him be a terrible father. That would be heartbreaking for everybody. Why? Why do I hate Grogu or Groot? Or both, for that matter. Groot's cooler in the comics. Much cooler in the comics. This won't be a spoiler because I highly doubt they're going to touch on it, but in the comics, Groot is, again, still the last of his kind, but he's also one of the most intelligent beings in the universe, so there's that. And he's just so much cooler. He's like a super, super badass. And look up his species. But Grogu's a cash grab, and they're going to have to really explain his importance to me if he's not the first student at Luke's school. If he's just if he's just a Yoda alien that runs around with Mando for the next until Mando dies, I'm good on that. I'm very good on that. I think they wanted to sell toys, and it worked because Grogu look deeply behind Utopian Revolt right now and peer into the eyes of the Grogu. It worked. Okay? Look at that chunky Grogu. Okay? It worked, ladies and gentlemen. Okay? Alright? It worked. And lastly, no, there is no current hold on The Flash because of Ezra Miller. And that is a rumor that was circulating. There's no confirmed hold on The Flash. It is on hold because they wanted to do some more final touches on it. And also, when WB was bought by Discovery, the heads of Discovery are trying to clean house and make the DCEU, one, profitable, and two, loved and accepted by fans. So that is particularly why there has been a hold on The Flash. As far as we know to today, it is more or less a completed film. The VFX should be done. Everything that they would need should be done. But at this point, there's just been no marketing push for it or anything like that. I forget the release date that it was pushed back to. But yes, that is what has been going on with the most recent Flash film. And that's it. Those are the things.
Those are the things. Those are the things. Very nice housekeeping there, Mr. OG Goblin.
Thank you. I saw some questions that I thought needed answering.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. Now, do you want to maybe get on to Miss Marvel and then also, by extension, Eternals?
Oh, you bleeped out again.
Oh my god. Oh my goodness.
It's fine. I don't think it's your fault. It just happened. Yes, so Miss Marvel. Let me see how much I can remember off the top of my mind about the season. It wraps things up. She's back. She's a hero. Damage control. She's a mutant. Let's stop right there. Because let's just talk about the important stuff. First off, let's rate the show. Let's get that out of the way. And then we'll talk about the elephants in the room. Utopia Revolt, do you want to kick it off? Or I've been making you kick off everything today. I'll kick this one off. I give Miss Marvel... Oh, God. It hurts me to say this. I give Miss Marvel a solid 3 out of 5. It is all right. It was all right. I think it got us really hard with those first 3 episodes.
Yeah.
And then everything after that just slowly started to devolve into whatever it was. So, leading into the final twist that we'll talk about here in a minute, I just don't think it holds itself up very well. So, yeah, I just got to give it a 3 out of 5. I think Iman Vellani kills it. I think the cast did a fantastic job. I thought the special effects were good. I love so much of the art direction of that show, and those are the reasons why I can give it that 3. But story-wise, action-wise, so many things didn't make sense. So many things were silly. So many things were dumb. Wasted villains. There's no way I can give it anything over than a 3 just for my integrity as a lover of film and television.
So I want to say that the show itself is a 3.5 out of 5 for me. I think there was more good bits than there were bad, but the bad bits were very bad. Well, I wouldn't say very bad. It did bring down the overall score of the show. I feel like episode 5 and episode 4, if they would have been tweaked a little bit more, if they would have had pacing to it, I would have easily been giving this at least 4 out of 5. But, you know, unfortunately, it did not. So 3.5. That being said, this most recent episode 6, the finale, I would like to give a 4 out of 5. I feel like it tied up the story pretty nicely. It gave me the opportunity to do this. OG Goblin, I told you so. We got Captain Marvel. Just wanted to say that real quick. Moving on, we have Miss Marvel as a mutant. We saw the origin of her outfit. We got a little bit more of an explanation about just who she is and what her name means, how it's not just light, but it also could loosely be translated into Marvel. And I just thought that was it was really cool. It just wrapped a tiny little bow on the series.
That's a good way to put it. I think you touched on it all really well. I do want to just quickly run back on how we were so greatly anticipating what the show was going to give us after episodes 1 and 2, and how good they were. And I just hate that this is where we are with it. You know, nothing's ever going to be perfect, but man, they could have just moving on. Just moving on before I get too sad. The Mutant Twist. So spoiler. Oh, well, I already said it. The Mutant Twist. Miss Marvel is officially the first confirmed, that's not from another multiverse, let's not get into technicalities, mutant of the MCU. What a twist.
I mean, I think kind of in the back of our mind, we expected that it would come to this. Maybe not, but I mean, listen, Inhumans, now maybe, you know, we have a little bit of a reason to be more excited about Miss Marvel going forward. I mean, yeah, it's cool. It's cool. I'm glad that she's a mutant. I don't know what else to really say about that.
I think Kevin Feige hates the Inhumans, and this is the best way he knows how to give us the Inhumans, by making them mutants. So
yeah.
I'm neither here nor not here for the twist. I think it's okay at best. I didn't see it coming at all. It was all right. I hope it does more for her powers than it does for anything else, right? So maybe I know Bruno said, I think it was in episode 2 or 3, where he was like, yeah, like there's this latent energy inside you already, or this thing inside you already, but it just seems like the bangle is helping harness that. So who knows, maybe the bangle gets destroyed in the Marvels or something like that, and she actually embiggens. Maybe that's the thing that happens. So hopefully that's where it goes. Otherwise, I don't know where else it could go or why it would go anywhere else. But that's really the only thing that I take from her being a mutant, honestly. I think it's cool to know that the creator of Miss Marvel originally wanted her to be a mutant. So there's no room for anyone to be like, that's not canon. Like, yeah, it's not, but it was supposed to be. So you can't be too mad at it. So, yeah.
Now, real quick, what would you rate episode 6 of Ms. Marvel?
Probably a 4, 3, maybe a 3. It was okay. Yeah, it was okay. I wasn't in love with it. It wasn't the best episode. Still, I think the first 2 episodes far exceed anything that the other episodes did. But it was okay. It was okay. I think it was a good closing episode. Again, I do find it just so odd that she can just hold her own against like trained agents, and how these trained agents weren't able to, reel in these kids running around to school doing Scooby-Doo antics. Also, I don't know how she got to Jersey that quick. Can we please, guys? This is a 16, 17-year-old was just a normal somebody girl all of a week ago. And she sprinted all the way from wherever she was in Jersey into the city in the air on these light platforms. I get it. This is like a realm of fantastical things, like where fantastical things happen. I get it. I know I can only be so mad about the things, but like, bro, we gotta rein this in. She didn't hit the gym at all. She hit the roof. She hit the roof for like 2 days, bro. She didn't get any training. Nothing happened. And at first I was like, in the Marvels, maybe that'll be like a thing. We'll have come back to Kamala Khan having, hit the gym or, done something. And now like for her to be able to hold off these agents will make 100% sense. But no, she just got transported to wherever. And I promise you, I promise you that's where we're going to pick up in the Marvels. We're going to pick up on either Kamala wherever Carol was, or Carol in Kamala's house. That is where we're going to pick up. Or we're going to pick up like to whatever Carol was doing just before, and then it switches, and then it happens. Like, I almost can like paint out the first 10 minutes of that movie in my mind. I promise you, and I would be accurate.
Are you excited for the Marvels?
Yeah, I hope Brie Larson changes a face. I hope she gives us some emotion in the Marvels. I hope she, looks happy or sad or angry or, anything besides just looking like Brie Larson for an hour and a half, 2 hours. Jokes aside, I really do hope that she doesn't phone in this performance and gives us something a little less wooden. It kind of works for Carol Danvers like it does in the comics, because she's kind of just basically a wooden asshole police space cop. So it kind of works out, but doesn't translate well to movies, if you ask me, or at least these movies.
I feel like if anyone could do that with her, with Brie Larson, it would be Iman Vellani. I feel like their chemistry can be something that would be very beautiful to watch. I'm very, very, very excited for that.
That's fair. I will agree to
that. But yeah, I mean, that was a really cool ending to the show. I kind of saw it coming this whole time that we were gonna get some cameo at the very end, because they needed to find a way to connect Miss Marvel to the grander MCU as a whole, and I think they did a pretty good job of doing that. And we're just gonna have to wait and see until, what was it, next spring? We're gonna get Miss Marvel.
I literally just read it. I'm ashamed of myself. Hold on just a second. I will let the world know when it is. July 28th. So
July 20th.
5 days from now in a year. A year and 5 days away.
Huh. All right. It's gonna be a good summer movie. I think this is gonna be a fun summer movie. So yeah.
I hope so.
Looking forward to that.
I hope so. Closing out today, do you want to give us your brief thoughts on the Eternals? It's a film we've never ever discussed, so give me your thoughts. I'm curious.
I feel like my first instinct was to give it a 4.5 out of 5 Geeks.
Wow.
Because I really, really enjoyed it. I love history. I thought the chemistry between them was very it was really cool. It was really cool to see. But I think I will settle down to a 4 out of 5. I feel like the whole like celestial stuff, it made the entire MCU feel like a speck of dust, the same way that the first images from the James Webb Space Telescope made me feel like a speck of dust. It just gave such a grand scale to everything, not just in terms of space, but also time. It was really, really cool. Seeing everybody's different abilities. I thought the humor was fantastic. I need to remember his name.
Kingo?
Let me see. Yes.
Come on,
yes.
then, Johnny.
Yes, dude. He was the highlight of the movie for me.
Yeah.
Honestly, 100% highlight for me.
I do love his character. It's a better question. What did you not like about the Eternals?
There were certain points where I was watching it on Disney, and I was watching it on OLED TV, and there was multiple times where the take, it would go from like the IMAX take, where it was like really widescreen, back to like the black borders cinematic view, and that kind of took me out of the movie. I did not like that at all. Just give it to me one way or another. Just don't do that weird mix and match. It's weird. Whatever.
I believe that's a Disney Plus formatting issue. I think I remember reading something about that somewhere. I can't remember if that happens like outside of Disney Plus, like with an actual copy of the film, but I actually think that may be a Disney Plus formatting issue.
It might be because Disney Plus officially supports the IMAX format, but yeah, I thought it was a little weird. It would be nice to have an option to turn that off. I did think that when it went to IMAX, like especially for the beginning of the movie, where you get introduced to all these monsters. I forgot your name. Jeez,
The
I just
Deviants?
watched them. Yes. I thought it was really cool for those action sequences, but there was other sequences that it was just literally character pieces, characters. It's like, yeah, whatever. It's whatever. The action also was weirdly like muted. It didn't feel as grand and epic as it probably should have, given the cast of characters. I would say those are the main two things that I didn't like about it. Overall, the plot I really enjoyed. Kango's agent, or his valet, was freaking hilarious. I thought he added a lot to the movie. It was just it was a fun movie, and like visually impressive movies I've seen.
So, okay, closing out, let me ask you this. Do you think that the Eternals deserves the hate that it gets?
No, not really. Not really, to be honest. I don't think so. I feel like it's becoming the cool thing to hate on Marvel movies. Like when Phase 5 and Phase 6 were announced, I was on cloud 9, but I was reading on the internet, people were like, "Oh, franchise fatigue. How are people even excited about this?" It's just the standard internet thing. You know, people love shitting on things, and that's just the way it is right now, and probably will be in the future. And I feel like Eternals was a good movie. It just, was it like groundbreaking? Actually, I feel like in a lot of ways it was. I think it really was, especially in terms of visual effects. I don't agree.
To the topic of franchise fatigue, as we close out right here, I want to remind everybody, and I guess maybe not remind, but I just want to like put this little bug in everybody's ear. We are so fortunate to live in a time where we even get this stuff.
Yep.
There was a time when the idea of superhero movies and comic book adaptations, and to a degree, even though we still haven't really gotten very many good ones, live action anime adaptations, was taboo almost. Like, oh god, no, we're not going to do that. That's terrible. We're throwing away money. We're not going to make any money off of this. And we owe a lot of that success to, you know, the Sam Raimi Spider-Man trilogy, as well as, you know, the original X-Men trilogy, even all the way down to Christopher Reeve's Superman stuff. But, you know, even all the times in between, you know, superhero films and these animated comic book adaptations, you know, it was a pipe dream. And for all of the bad CGI that we have in some things, and, you know, for all of the terrible plot devices and incorrect adaptations of source material and whatnot and what have you. I am still so lucky that I live in a time where I can sit back and like see just these amazing, marvelous things brought to life. The number one film going experience for me, so probably the day I die, unless they do something absolutely mind blowing, is going to be sitting in the theater and watching Cap hold a half destroyed shield and hearing that on your left, Cap, and watching every single superhero that I have grown to love over the last decade pop through.
Yeah.
I cried like a baby. I'm not gonna lie about it. I'm blessed and like so lucky that we live in a world where we can do that. Go to the theater and experience this magic. So, I say all that to say, hate these movies all you want to, but we could not have them.
I feel like I'm going to say a very utopian revolt here. Utopian revolt thing here. And I just want to say, if you don't like the movies, there's enough content out there that you're bound to find something that you enjoy. Spend your energy doing and talking about the things that you love instead of putting down the things that other people love that you don't like. There's no reason for it. You are going to make yourself miserable. You are going to ruin the fun for other people, and you will lie to yourself and say that you think that's fun for you, but it's not. You're just feeling this void that you have in yourself. Find something that you love and cherish that. Have that childish joy about something. Allow yourself to be happy with what you like. Everyone else isn't going to have the same likes that you have, and that's perfectly fine. The world is a big place, and social media has advanced to the point where if you like something, you will find the community of people that enjoy it as well. Spend that time there, you know? That's it. Don't be negative. Be happy. Be kind. That's it.
Yes. And I'm going to say it the Goblin Gang way. Go be miserable somewhere else. Like, that's what we exist for, the balance. Utopian Revolt, thank you for joining me for another episode of Geeks and Goblins. Ladies and gentlemen, starting right after the stream ends, I'm sorry to say this, I hate to say it, but Goblin Gang Entertainment is going on a 1-week hiatus. We will return next Saturday, likely, for episode 18 of Geeks and Goblins. But yes, we're going into 1-week hiatus. There will be uploads occasionally to the channel in the form of long-form videos, but as far as live content goes, everyday uploads, stuff like that. Do not expect that from us this week. You will not be getting live Face Again likely until Saturday, unless, you know, somebody wants to. It's not like a absolute thing. Like, you know, if you want to do it, I'm not going to stop you. But take the break. We all deserve like a little bit of a break. Burnout is real. And you'll just get bad content from us if we just burn ourselves out. So with that said, I can't wait to see you all again next Saturday, where hopefully we'll have some amazing frickin' news to share with you. Utopian Revolt, anything you want to say to the people before we go away?
It's going to be really hard to top this week's Geeks and Goblins. I feel like it's going to be a very long time until we're able to do that. Hopefully near, you know, Gamescom and that type of stuff. But yeah, it's been an absolute blast. I'm so happy we were able to start our episode like right after all this news dropped. I think Saturday is a fantastic day for Geeks and Goblins. And yeah, hopefully next week we have something for you guys. Maybe we can talk about that $500 Hogwarts Legacy Collector's Edition with the floating wine and that type of stuff. But you know,
what?
We'll catch you next week.
What? Are you serious? Guys, we gotta go. There is some Googling that I need to do. Didn't know about this. I'm sorry if I just peeked into somebody's ears. Pause. I will talk to y'all later. Y'all have a good one. Goodbye. Go do something.